So on Sunday, the 4th of August, between 1 and 5 p.m., my subtropical garden is open as part of the NGS. So what that involves is people will come and have a look at the garden, and you pay a small sum of money to come in, which is £4, and that money goes to charity, selected by the National Garden Scheme. And yeah, you get to basically have a look at the garden in person. So it'd be great if I could see some of you guys from YouTube coming to have a look at that. You can speak directly to me, and I can get feedback and any ideas that you might have as well. Would be really appreciated. So yeah, so today my main aim is I'm going around the garden prepping for the NGS. So yeah, it's just sort of general gardening work and everything. I try and keep the garden to a very high standard anyway, but for an open day, it will, be to a much higher level on there. So yeah, so I'll show you some of the things that I'm looking at doing today. So I thought I'd do this tour literally as we walk around the garden, and then I can talk through some of the sort of tweaks and changes that I will need to do, or just general gardening work which I will need to do ready for the open day. I forgot to mention actually in my intro that if you want to find out the location of the garden and everything, if you go to the NGS website, and then search for Hampshire in the Hampshire section. Our postcode's P080EP. And yeah, you can find the location of the garden there, but you can also see any other gardens which are open in the meantime. So yeah, so these are some of the plants which are going to be for sale. It's a small amount of plants down here. And it's also against one of my borders, so actually it looks like there's more plants than there actually is. The pond, I will probably do a bit of a blanket weed check and net out anything which is sort of unsightly. Probably these yellow leaves I will just trim off as well. I trimmed back these grapevines the other day just to kind of thicken them up a little bit and take some of the runners off. As we go around here, so this is the patio area. So I have all the seating out and more benches out for the actual open day, so people can sit and enjoy. Generally, I will go around the garden and deadhead and take off any brown sort of crispy leaves. I will have a good kind of blow round, sweep round. And in this area, which is normally where the dog goes, I will do a bit more trimming back of the roses in here, because the climbing roses are flopping over quite a lot. As you can see, a lot of the plants are really maturing now. Some good colours on the leaves. Literally today just cut the grass and had a bit of a trim round, so that's looking pretty neat. And because of all the rain we've been having, everything is super lush and green. So an example here, I will deadhead these. And another little job I will do, there's quite a lot of pond plants actually in this little pond now. It's the oxygenating weeds massively taken over, so I'm going to thin out some of that. Probably take off the dead leaves down the bottom of the miscanthus. Now I obviously have the egg chair unwrapped like it is now, so you can sit and enjoy the views. So yeah, lots of picking up kind of leaves and bits of twig and stuff, and any mess off the trees. I trimmed up the Italian cypress a couple of days ago, so there's like a little bit of that mess actually in the borders. So you can see this yucca has really recovered since last year. Had to wire it up just to keep the thing from flopping over. So yeah, not too bad in that section, not a lot of work to be done. I'll probably tidy up top of the wisteria. There's a few runners which are in the wrong area. I'm training 2 runners, one that side and one that side, which is going up to the 3rd wire. To be honest, everything's looking pretty good in this section. It's just having a final weed around inside some of these plants, and the pigeons have absolutely massacred my sedum there. So I'm hoping that some of that will recover and I haven't completely lost them. There's great colour on the Yucca rostratus. Very happy with how this palm is now growing. Lots of new leaves on that one. It's the Butiagrus eripatha, I think that one's called. It's quite a rare one. Everything's thickened up really well in this section. All I've been doing in preparation here really is deheading the dahlias, trimming back leaves that are in the wrong place, staking a few things, but not very many. Cosmia is looking great, so I'm sure that'll be still out in full flower in a couple of weeks. This dahlia has been fantastic this year, been really good. This here, the Phoenix canariensis palm, is a couple more leaves died on it. It's just dying back. So what I'm probably going to do is take that one to work, pop that up and keep that in a greenhouse for a while to recover. But this Washingtonia palm, I'm going to move that from the smaller pot and put it in the big pot, because that one's a single trunk one and is growing really, really well at the moment. Not much going on in this section really. Ladders out in preparation for trimming hedges. I trimmed the top of that one, and there's an ash tree there, but I trimmed the top of that yesterday. That's why the ladder's still out. Seedlings are going really, really well. Lots of new growth on those. I think the cat's following me around the garden actually. The kitty cat. Yeah. Any broken leaves on the bananas I will trim off, but so far we haven't had too many high winds, so we're looking good on those. In this section, the large shrub here, the lilac, there's some suckers at the base of it which I'm going to trim back, tidy those up. Just going to cut back some of this penstemon which is flowering, but it's flopping all over the path, so I'm going to trim that back. This peach tree has got a disease. It was diseased last year, but it kind of recovered. This year it's got loads of top growth, but it's really bare at the bottom. It's looking really ugly. So my thoughts with this one is the Trachycarpus is going to grow up into this section, and there's another acacia tree just there which is going to grow up in that space. So essentially there's going to be 2 trees there anyway, so this peach is going to come out completely. It's just whether I take that out before the open day or after the open day. So I think what I'm going to do at the moment is just trim off the brown bits, see how it goes on that one. This section all through here, really happy with this. I will just continue to deadhead the amazing daylilies, which look really cool. This area, generally quite a lot of people on the day. I'll move these benches out and quite a lot of people will sit in this area. So I know it looks a bit weird having a palm tree in the middle of the fire pit, but I'm basically trying to get more light and heat to it, and I can't have it just stood on the lawn because I don't want it to do like a brown patch on the lawn there. So at the moment it's like that, and then as it grows and gets bigger and everything, it'll get sack trolleyed into the shed, or no, not the shed, into the garage, which is located here. And yeah, I'll just keep it away from frost basically because I want it to really thicken up and do well. So yeah, probably a few of the eaten leaves will come off the hostas. This hedge up here, I do intend to cut that because it's actually a bit wonky. It's on like a slope. Probably just about see it on the camera. But yeah, I want to straighten that up. And eventually I want to cut the laurel right back because there's actually a couple of layers in there. And if I take the first layer out, it will step the hedge back about a foot, maybe 2 foot. So give me a little bit more room for these plants to grow in the future. And it probably doesn't need to be as high as it is either. So a bit of pruning there to do. The apple tree, I'm sort of feeling at the moment, it kind of obscures the amazing banana behind it. But of course the banana will get a lot bigger than that. So it will be actually higher than it anyway. But the question will be, it's in the shape of a ball anyway. So I might reduce it all round so that it's a little bit smaller so you can see the banana behind. Because actually compared to the pears, that pear there and the other pear, it's actually quite big. Yeah, so actually in this section, just cutting back a few things just to allow some of the plants underneath to grow a bit better. And yeah, sort of continue to deadhead and everything. Sort of the same with this. I chopped back the grapevine a bit. Well, help it thicken up. And yeah, so I scarified the lawn before, got rid of a load of the thatch in there. It's greening up now, giving it just a mixed fertilizer. It's a good balanced fertilizer for the lawn, and that's like a pelleted one. So that will hopefully, if we have some heavy rain soon, that will all wash in. But yeah, apart from that, I would say that the garden is looking pretty tidy and pretty ready for the open day. Just a few more tasks to obviously do. And yeah, there's a bit of work in the front garden, which I'll very, very briefly show you. So we're now in the front garden, and I chopped back a load of the lavender earlier because it was flopping over the lawn quite a lot. So I was trying to get a bit more of an edge on that. Next week I need to just very, very lightly trim all the hedges up. I'll trim the tops and the sides. I don't expect to have too much rubbish off of them, which should be good. The woodland garden, generally it's chopping back dead leaves in there. It gets quite dry this time of year, but plants are looking pretty good in there. Have a good blow round as well. Probably edge up again. I've edged up today, but the herbaceous border is looking quite good. There's some colour in it. I'm just waiting for the some of the other plants to produce flowers and stuff. So the goldenrod is just starting to put out a yellow flower on it, and the Rebeckias will be out for the show as well. Again, the grass I treated the same as the back, and topiary garden, it probably won't need a prune. Maybe I'll definitely prune up the yews here because there's a little bit of growth on those, but the rest of it is looking alright actually. So I will probably just leave that. Generally I've been watering pots because it's been, although we've had quite a bit of rain, it really struggles to get in some of the pots, especially the ones around the house. So yeah, I will water those. I trimmed back this viburnum the other day with secateurs. And yeah, so that's basically the tasks that need to be completed. Some of them next week, and probably final touches on the weekend, probably on the Saturday just before the open day. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, and if you like it, don't forget to click on the thumbs up, and appreciate any comments that people leave. They're always really interesting to read, and I'll see you in the next video. So that concludes the tour. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.